Oh yeah, and I don't even mean in politics, because there are plenty of people who come here that I could care less whether you're liberal or conservative in politics.
absolutely.
I mean, more conservative in what they're willing to laugh at.
Right, right.
And I think people assume because of focus on the family and things like that. And I don't understand, like, oh, well, there's a military academy there. Military people are some of the best laughers out there. I've not really done a military, like a show where it's heavy on police or military and really had a wildly negative experience.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on your material, but usually the crowds are awesome here. Anyway, I'll let you get to what you got. I could go on.
No, man, that's why you're here. So the one thing I did see, a couple of things actually, is the High Plains Comedy Festival. That was back in July, June?
August, yeah.
August, okay. Now, what was your role in that?
Absolutely nothing.
So just showing up and doing some gigs?
Just doing sets.
So now, is that a locally produced?
That is Adam and this guy, Andy Jewett. Do you remember Andy Jewett?
I don't.
I don't know if you remember him or not. But this Jewett's hilarious and an extremely funny dude. And he's also amazing at producing and getting shit done. And so he and Adam got together and created it. And early on, I mean, I'm sure at some point, just because Adam, we're close, I'm sure he asked for my help or mentioned that if I wanted to be a part of it, I could.
Yeah.
I have no wish or will to ever run a comedy to ever do any kind of festival like that.
And as a comedian, I know you've been in those situations where you get a gig without really knowing much about it, and you show up and there's a milk crate in the corner and no microphone and a flashlight duct taped to the seat. And so the idea of when you do a well-produced show, like certainly Comedy Works, every time you go there, it's just top-notch. Everything about it is top-notch.
Right. And
you really appreciate it. So this is how you run a show.
Yeah, yeah.
And so the amount of behind-the-scenes stuff that goes into putting together a good show.
Yeah, but the hard part for me is saying no.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, like telling comics
that you don't have. Because there's 50 other guys who are going to say yes.
Yeah. And the amount of local comics who want on it and deserve, rightfully, I shouldn't say deserve, are good enough to be on it. I mean, I don't know that anybody deserves to be on someone else's festival, but I mean, like, that have the chops enough to hang in there with them. And I don't want to tell people no. Like, I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't want to organize a festival's not really my thing.
Now, are you conscious not saying no from a competitive standpoint? That if you miss a show, that could set you back? Like, you constantly have to work.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like, well, what happened to Ben? Well, he turned down this gig and he couldn't do that show, and all at once there's other people.
Oh, no, I mean saying no to other comics.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Like, who want on the festival.
I gotcha, okay.
No. I like doing festivals because I don't care about the sets all that much, but it's like a good festival. It can offer, like, Just for Laughs in Montreal.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I wanted to ask you about.
Is like the Cadillac of festivals in the manner in which it's run.
Right.
It's just how you do a festival, a big festival like that.
Now, how long has that been running, do you know?
Oh, God, I don't know, 30, so maybe 25 years, 30 years, a long time. And it's changed and it's evolved, but the first time I went, I got off the airplane, went through customs, came out, and I had no idea how they were going to find me.
Right.
And I walked out, and a person with a Just for Laughs clipboard and shirt on and a walkie-talkie recognized me.
No.
They just walked up and was like, "Ben, are you ready?" And I'm like, "What do you guys have, headshots that you just memorize?" They just knew who you were, and they walked, then you go get your bags, and then they usher you into a van, and then you're at your hotel, and then you get in the morning, and there's a piece of paper under your door with your ride times, and like, they're just such a well-oiled machine.
Where you can focus on the comedy.
Yeah.
You're not hassled with.
Right, and then
logistics.
You have festivals like Bridgetown in Portland, or High Plains here, or the LA Riot or something.
Right.
Those don't attract as much industry.
Yeah.
But that's the one. They're like comedy summer camp. It's just fucking eating donuts and acting like assholes for like 3 days of just hard partying, eating breakfast at much too late in the evening,
Right.
a walk, that kind of stuff, and just hanging out.
Going back to the Montreal thing, that was something I was, from having done stand-up comedy, to me, that was one of the jewels in the crown. Montreal, Just for Laughs, is one of the premier stand-up comedy festivals in the world, just from what I envisioned it to be.
Yeah.
So what was that process like? Like the first time you were, I'm assuming it's by, some sort of management invitation type thing that you were able to go, and, I mean, what was that?
Yeah, no, I showcased, the first time I went, I showcased. So they used to just, JFL would travel around the country and showcase at different clubs. So they would go to like Acme and Caroline's, and
Right.
they'd go to Austin and like all these great places. And Denver was one of the clubs they came to, and they had a showcase in 2009, and I had a great set. I had a real strong set. And I got done, and I was going to the bathroom, and a guy was in there. I hadn't met him, and he's like, "Hey, I'm the guy from Just for Laughs." His name's Jeff Singer. And we were walking out, and he's like, "Listen, you can take this for whatever you want, for whatever it's worth. You don't have to listen to me." But he's like, "I think you were the best writer on this show." And I was like, "Right on." And he's like, "But that means that I wasn't performing it the best."
Right.
And he's like, "I just think turning your back on the crowd for part of your set," and stuff like that I had done. But he was like, "I'm thinking about giving you a call back." So he's like, "But you may be too green." So he gave me a call back. He ended up letting me know, "You got a call back. You can pick New York or LA."
Yeah.
So I went to New York. I went to stand up New York, and I ate shit so bad. I mean, like no fucking laughs. Nothing. I just ate it, and it killed me. Right. I didn't sleep for like the few days after that, because nobody knew who I was. Like I didn't travel at that point.
Right.
So he's like, "Give it another year." So the next year he came back, and I just worked at it. He gave me feedback on what to do to showcase for that. He never told me how to write my jokes. I don't understand why people shit on them about that. He's never told me how to write a punchline.
Right.
He just told me, if you want to get into the festival, I would arrange your jokes like this. And he's like, if not, you don't have to.
Right.
That was always kind of the tone of it. And so I wanted to get into the festival, so I worked on it, and like basically he told me like get a big laugh right out front, start with something big. And then, like something that shows you as being a little more vulnerable. So if you have a joke that kind of pokes fun at yourself, try to use that. If not, don't worry about it, but just get that big laugh up front. And then at that point, do whatever you want to do. Because you've earned that credit with the crowd.
Right.
And so I took his advice, and I had the set here. He came back again to showcase. I had another great set. He was like, "You got another call back right then." I flew back, same club. Same exact club. And I was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna fuck this up again." And then
They shipped in the same audience.
Oh God.
It's gonna be.
Yeah, and that club can be hit or miss, and anything in New York can, because it can be all tourists.
Oh, dude,
Such
I
a
would
small.
imagine
Yeah,
that.
oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You'll sometimes look out and it's all Scandinavian people.
That's right in your
What the
wheelhouse.
fuck are you doing here? So is anybody understanding this? I think I asked that at one point when I was doing a set there.
Yeah.
But anyway, after that point, I went and I was freaked out, and I went up and I had a great set.
Oh, that's so cool.
And so I waited, and then I got a call when I was in Maine. I was actually back for a friend's funeral, and it was a really bad time, and I was getting a memorial tattoo of all things for this person,
You gotta be kidding me.
and hanging out, and I got a call, and he was like, "You got a second?" And he and one of the other producers, this guy Robbie Pra, was on the phone, and he was like, "You got Just for Laughs, man." And at that time, it was insane, because now it's a lot bigger, but when I went in 2010, there was only 16 comics.
And you were one of the 16?
One of 16, which is crazy.
That is nuts, man.
Yeah. I was the first one from Denver. Chuck Roy had been.
Yeah.
But he was out of Massachusetts.
And I'm
at
hoping to
that
get
time.
Chuck on the
Oh yeah,
show.
I'm sure he'd
He's
love
here
to do it.
mid-November, so.
Old Chuck, the
Yeah.
fucking grizzly bear, would love to do it.
Yeah.
But he had done it out of Mass. So I was the first comic out of Denver.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, which was, at least I think, nobody's ever come forward and said that they had done it or anything like that. And then since that point, it's been myself, the next year Adam went, a year after that Andrew went, and then this year Troy walked.
Oh, that's so crazy.
So yeah, man, it's been a succession now. It opened the door to them looking at Denver comics and taking our scene seriously. And a lot of people have stayed. Not a lot of people have left. Rob Gleason left, and it worked out well for him. You know, he's been on TV a bunch now.
He had some commercials too, didn't he?
Yeah, he's been on commercials. He was on House of Lies on Showtime. He was a regular cast.
So my one kind of like softball entertainment Hollywood question, all of the opportunities that you've had, the people that you've worked with, who is the one person, whether music, comedy, whatever, that you've had an opportunity to meet and work with, where you were like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm in the same room with
Anthony Jeselnik.
Anthony Jeselnik, nice. Funny guy.
Super funny, and that was probably why, is that I didn't know what to expect out of him.
Yeah.
And
he's an intimidating, like for a guy like me, I wouldn't know what to
and
say.
like the most genuine, real guy off stage.
Yeah.
Very nice, very friendly, very affable. And watching his process, the few shows that I've done with him, I did a theater show at DU with him, and then I opened for him a few times up in Montreal, or a couple times. And I've done 4 or 5 shows and worked with him. And as a human being, and just like as a joke writer as well, because he's so opposite of what I do. It's just joke. I don't know how he does that.
It's such a slow burn.
Yeah.
And some of his, the punchline is literally the last word. Like his style is just so unique.
And he owns it.
Yeah.
And because paying dues on the road of being booed and having people walked out, because you don't get to be where that guy is writing the type of material he is without having a lot of people leave the shows.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was on the road opening for a lot of people for a while, and just and then he got the roast, and he found like that, and then people got him, and after that, man, but like working with him, it was amazing when I would go up before him, and here I am like losing my mind, and he does not change at all. He'll come right out and just be like, he would start it off by being like, whoa, let's take it down a notch, right? and then he would be like, he would like shit on me in some way, which was really funny, and then he would just commence to one great misdirection joke after another. And I watched that and I was like, I was in awe, because I can't write like that. I don't write like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'd say Jeselnik is up there for me, and Attell is always nice. Dave Attell is always cool.
Ben, man, I appreciate you coming out. I could sit here for hours with you.
Dude, why don't we, huh?
I know.
Let's leave it set up. Let's leave these underage kids that you have working, this child labor that you have running your cameras here.
What could possibly go wrong?
Nah, leave them right here. We'll do the whole show. These mics not on, not a single mic on.
This is the Johnny Carson mic.
Yeah.
We used to have the old-fashioned mic on.
That's not on at all.
No. None of this is being recorded. This is rehearsal. We're going to kick it off here.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you got coming up? And where can folks find you online?
I'm headlining Comedy Works South, Comedy Works Downtown this coming Monday.
Oh, nice.
And then Comedy Works South on Tuesday, and then I'll be closing out the Comedy Works New Talent finals on Wednesday, which will be cool. And then I will, people can check me out at www.benroyyellsalot.com.
Nice.
Or you can check out Spells at spellsrules.bandcamp.com or spellsrules.blogspot.com. Listen to Spells. We're the greatest band to have ever been conceived.
And the next time you're down, I want to get more into that too, because I listened to some of the tracks you guys have on Bandcamp, and it's great stuff. It felt like if the Stray Cats and Rancid had a baby.
Oh, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a weird, I love that people are like, it's old 90s Chicago punk, or it's
like
people
guys
are like,
getting in a room
it's
playing.
surfy, like, that's why we call it vacation rock.
Oh, it's great, man.
Because it's just
And where are they playing? Where can they catch Spells?
Oh, Spells. Oh, yeah. This coming Friday, we're playing at Summit Music Hall with the Epilogues. And then we'll be playing November 15th at the High Dive with the OBN3s.
Nice.
So, and then in December, we have our album release party. So those 3 shows coming up.
And then back on the comedy side, your album, where can people get your latest?
My album, No Enlightenment, Sobriety, and I Got Demons is available on iTunes and Amazon, and you can also listen to it and stream it on Spotify and Pandora.
Nice, and great reviews on Amazon too.
Yeah, dude, it's
Excellent.
awesome.
Ben, pleasure, man.
Dude, thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
so much. All right, that will do it for.
Let's go do some drugs, huh?
That will do it for this installment of In the Springs. Big thank you to Loonees Comedy Corner for letting us take over
Thanks,
their
guys,
stage.
really.
Dude, you're done. For letting us take over their stage. Make sure you check them out online, Loonees.com, for all of the information about upcoming shows, LOONEES.com. Also want to thank Sam, Megan, and Emily for producing today's show. So that's going to do it for tonight. We will catch you next time. Again, my name is Ryan Lowry, and we'll see you again right here in the Springs. Thanks.